You know, I was just thinking about babies the other day, because I'd been trying to get pregnant. Well, I was trying, and I didn't. And I went to the doctor, and I said, look, why am I not pregnant? You know, I said, I'm doing all the right things. You know, I've stopped drinking, I'm taking vitamins, and I'm putting a pillow under my bottom and all this. And he said, are you having sexual intercourse on a regular basis? I said, I can't do everything. And I was thinking, you know, I don't know if I want to do this all over again. I was thinking about antenatal classes, and I was just thinking how awful they were, you know, because, antenatal classes are run by liars. Yeah, because when you have a baby for the first time, what you really need to know is, what is it going to be like? And they won't tell you. Like, I went to 6 antenatal classes, and just on the last class, somebody said, could you tell us what the labour's going to be like? And they went, oh yes, the labour. And they got this little rubber dolly, and they got this balaclava helmet, and they pushed the little rubber dolly through the balaclava helmet. And they said, that's basically what labour's like. Oh, we all went, oh, well, that's all right then, you know. I'll be home by tea time decorating the spare bedroom. Because when I came to do it, I remember thinking, well, it's not quite that simple, you know. I remember looking down at myself and thinking, no, there's a design fault here. This is nothing like a balaclava. There's no ribbing, for one thing. Because when you're in the middle of having a baby, it's a bit like watching 2 very inefficient removal men trying to get a very large sofa through a very small doorway. Only in this case, you can't say, oh, sod it, bring it through the French window. And also, 18 years later, the sofa doesn't turn around to you and say, I never asked to be put in the living room. But they are terrible liars at antenatal classes, because what you really need to know is, how much is it going to hurt? And they won't tell you, because they just say, oh, it doesn't hurt. Having a baby, it's not painful, because that's not a pain, you see. That's a muscle contracting. It's not a pain. And you think, oh, yes. And Hamlet was written by 2 estate agents, I suppose. Or they will say, if it gets a little bit uncomfortable, as you get into the delivery room, just ask for an epidural. They don't tell you that as you wheel into the delivery room, howling and screaming, and blaming your husband for everything from the start of the Second World War onwards, you glance down into the hospital car park, see a big coach leaving, balloon streamers, people waving big notice on the side, anaesthetist day out. And you say to the nurse, who looks about 14 and a half, can I have an epidural? And she goes, oh, not today. I think you can have one next Thursday. He said, no, I need one now. Can you give me an epidural? Not really. I've only ever done it on a grapefruit. Hang on, I'll ask Arthur. Arthur, have you got a minute? He's our boiler man, but he's ever so good with his hands. And they've got this obsession now. They want to show you the baby's head coming out, and they're always getting a mirror to try and show you. And it's just like being at the hairdressers when they show you the back of your head. And you feel obliged to go, oh, yes. And you're thinking, well, it looks terrible, but it'll be all right when I've run it under the cold tap. And another thing they never tell you about when you're having a baby, as the baby pops out the front, a hemorrhoid pops out the... Mine was massive. Weighed more than the baby. I phoned my mother up, knit 2 hats. So you're lying there, you think, well, that's all right, had my baby, had my hemorrhoid. Then you have to have the stitches. And they come in with this great big needle, like something for mending lobster pots. So you go, that's all right, had my baby, had my hemorrhoid, had my stitches. Then the milk comes in. Tons of it. It's like Marks and Spencer's before a bank holiday. And whatever size you were to start with, suddenly you've got like 2 nuclear warheads stuffed down your nose. I mean, if you sleep with them pointing towards Russia... you wake up, there's 2 women from Greenham Common sitting by the side of the bed. So you're lying there, you're crying, the baby's crying, your stitches are hurting, your hemorrhoids are throbbing, your bosoms have gone into overdrive, people are ducking past you as if you were a lawn sprinkler. It's at that point that a woman with a 14-inch waist comes in to tell you about contraception. And as she leaves, this woman, she always says something like, now don't forget your pelvic floor exercises. These are very important. You must do them. 50 little squeezes every day. Nobody will know you're doing them. Do them wherever you are, on the telephone, waiting for a bus. Just do them. So if you ever see a woman at a bus stop, she's going like this. She's doing her pelvic floor exercise. Or she's just banged her hemorrhoids on a litter box. And another thing they never tell you is once you've had the baby and taken it home, you have to take it to the baby clinic. Now, the baby clinic is this terrible place full of mad new mothers who somehow managed to get themselves up, get themselves dressed, get the baby up, get the baby dressed, get the baby fed, get the baby changed, get the baby in the pram, find the front door. And these women have got like one bosom hanging out, bits of toast stuck to their head. The baby clinic is always run by two hatchet-faced old boots who left the Foreign Legion because it was too free and easy. They look like they castrate lambs for a hobby. And these women, these poor new mothers, you know, who used to be normal people, you know, used to have jobs and operate word processors and choose clothes because they liked them and not just because they were the colour of poo. These poor women, they come to the clinic for guidance and reassurance because they're always panicking. You know, they're always bringing the babies and saying, now look, his eyes are awfully close together. Do you think it's his brain? And these women go, no, it's just ugly. It's probably awful. And another thing nobody ever tells you, or maybe they do tell you and you don't listen to them, is once you've got little children, you can't go anywhere nice. Because nowhere nice will have you, you know. You go to a nice hotel, nice restaurant, oh no, you can't come in with children. They're letting people in with Kalashnikov rifles, big bags of heroin. They can go, no children. If you've got children, you have to go to some horrible pub on a bypass. You know, big sign outside, children welcome. On the other side says Rottweilers welcome, but they don't care. They've got a family room. The family room is always the filthiest room in the pub, for the very low tables with very sharp corners. And a big space in the middle that they've cleared for cockfighting. So you think, all right, that's fine. We just won't go out. We just won't go out for the whole of the rest of our lives. In 40 years, we'll be in an old folks' home. They might take us on a coach trip to Morecambe. That's all right. The trouble is, the children want to go out. You know, once they've posted a peanut butter sandwich through the slot in the video and dialed a few wrong numbers in Bulawayo, they want to go out. Where are you going to take them? The park? I hate the park. The zoo? We all know about zoos now, don't we? We know being in captivity sends the animals balmy. You feel like you're pushing a buggy around a mental hospital. Except presumably a mental hospital would be cheaper because you could get out without buying a balloon and a chalk ice. And circuses are very dull nowadays, you know, because they don't have animal acts because that would be cruel and exploitative. They don't have lady acrobats in skimpy leotards because that would be sexist and degrading. They don't have clowns because that would be offensive to people with red noses who pour buckets of water down their trousers. I know because we went to Wilhelmina Smarts. Equal opportunities. Politically correct big top. The highlight of which was two women in pinafore dresses coming out. One said she was going to jump through a hoop, the other one said she didn't have to if she didn't feel up to it. And you can't go abroad with little children, can you? You think it's not worth spending all that money to fly to some exotic location to spend 2 weeks in the bedroom with the curtains shut singing The Wheels on the Bus Go Round.